be among the most explosive offenses in the AFC?
Yeah, absolutely. One, because the offensive coordinator, Todd Monken, who comes over, has a great understanding of like new age football because he comes from Georgia, and some of the new aspects of spreading teams out, utilizing quarterback run, RPOs, and then you take his experience of being in the NFL and operating high-level offenses. You add that to Lamar Jackson, to an offense that, okay, fundamentally offensive line-wise, is going to be a top 10, as long as Ronnie Stanley, their left tackle, stays healthy, top 10 offensive line. Now you've got tight end and Mark Andrews, who last year had 80 catches when Lamar even missed, 5 or 6 games. A year ago, when Lamar was healthy, 107 catches. So you have an offensive coordinator with the mind that is very much so built around, what do I have? Okay, so the tight end has, the last time Lamar's playing quarterback for them, 107 catches. Rashad Bateman averaged 19 yards per catch last year. 19 yards per catch. Now he's got to stay healthy. Zay Flowers averaged 20 at Boston College. You got two guys as pass catchers on your offense that are 19 and 20 yards apiece. A tight end with 107 catches 2 years ago, and then Odell Beckham. Now, Odell Beckham doesn't walk into a situation that was similar to the Rams one. When he walked in, and it was Cooper Kupp's show. Cooper Kupp was the bona fide number one. Odell had to be like that complementary piece. I'm not saying that Mark Andrews is Cooper Kupp. What I'm saying is Odell does not have to be the focal point. Odell is like the assassin, the situational master. It's first down and we're taking a shot. Okay, now we want to get Odell on a third corner because Zay Flowers commanding it. It's 3rd and 6 and they're putting their best guy on Mark Andrews. Odell's got another great matchup. So because of all that, I think teams are going to get into this situation, Stephen and Christine, we're like, what do we do against them? Our pass rush isn't elite to go hunt them down. We got to play coverage, but we can't play coverage because then Lamar's got too much time. We'll blitz them. Well, then Lamar gets away. We'll play man. Well, everyone's playing man, run away. Lamar's going to scramble. Okay. So I think this offense is equipped, as long as those cats stay healthy, to be as explosive as anybody in the NFL.
I'm not saying that I disagree with you because I'm not saying that I disagree with you because I expect the Baltimore Ravens offense to be potent. I'm just not as high on them as you and some others are for a couple of reasons. Number one, when I think about them, a couple of things. I think Kansas City's offense is going to be better. I think Cincinnati's offense is going to be better. I think if Tua Tagovailoa is healthy, which is asking a lot, with considering the 3 concussions he suffered last year at least, I think Miami's offense will be better. I think Buffalo's offense has a chance to be better. That's 4 teams right there.
Right.
So that's number one. Number two, I think we have to pay attention to who the Ravens pride themselves on being and how they were never really a prolific offense. Toughness, defense, that's what they ride with. Now, we saw Lamar Jackson have like 10 touchdown passes in his first 3 games last year and was doing well before he ended up getting hurt. We get that. And we know that the struggles that he had after the 3rd week of the season was primarily because of the receivers and how bereft of talent they appeared to be once Bateman went down with the foot injury. We get that part too. The other side to it, however, is that you've got a team that wasn't in sync. If you remember, you had Dobbins and these boys wishing they ran the football more, thinking they deserved the football more. You know, you got Monken coming in there. Last time we saw him, he was an offensive coordinator in Cleveland when Odell Beckham Jr., if I remember correctly, had an all-pro season.
Correct.
We get that, okay? So that's good familiarity there. But isn't it going to be a tough call to get Lamar Jackson to pass the football more? Isn't it going to be a tough call to get away from giving Dobbins the ball more when he wants it? Is it not going to be tough for them to decide to do those things and to work those things out? I'm not saying it's impossible because obviously Lamar Jackson's going to get his because he's electrifying and he scares the living hell out of you because no quarterback can run the football the way that he can. And I get it. But ultimately, I believe their success is going to be predicated on their ability to pass the football.
Yeah.
And I'm really, really wondering. Zay Flowers, rookie. Okay, we got that. You got Mark Andrews. He's still there. Dobbins, like I told you, wanting the football. Odell Beckham Jr.'s got a 1-year deal.
Yeah.
1 year, $15 million. He going to want it. He going to want it bad. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I have something to prove. I just think those kind of things are going to, at some point in time, have the potential to cause a problem when you consider the level of competition that they'll be going up against within their conference.
So all these conversations are under the umbrella. The AFC is loaded. We've said that. We all know that. The AFC's got so many very good football teams, a lot of good offenses. I think one of the things that's going to help Baltimore a little bit is that this will still be a really good defense. I have concerns about their secondary, specifically now that Marlon Humphrey potentially could be out. So I don't know if it's going to be we have to score 35 points a game, throw it every play type of situation in Baltimore. There's two reasons why I don't think Baltimore's offense, if they don't become as explosive as everyone in the NFL, I think it are receivers. If something, God forbid, Rashad Bateman can't stay healthy, Zay Flowers, Odell. And that's going to be, I would imagine, a majority of the season, question marks. The second thing is while this offense has the chance to just have 3 or 4 play drives and be explosive, they'll never be able to or be given the opportunity unless they remain or try to remain efficient. I think that's the biggest thing for this offense to get past is Lamar and Odell and Zay, are they willing to play, we're only going to give you 5-yard completion football. We're only going to give you 7-yard completion football. If they do that, they will have plenty of opportunity to be explosive. If they don't, and try to be explosive all the time, that's when they'll get themselves into trouble.
Yeah, but that's entirely possible.
I agree.
Entirely possible.
I agree, but last year they weren't capable of being explosive.
Right. And this year you're saying they are, okay?
Yes.
But we know how explosive Cincinnati can be. We know how explosive Kansas City can be. We know how explosive Buffalo and Miami can be. And by the way, we didn't even bring up Justin Herbert and the Chargers, who have some making up to do. We didn't even bring up the arrival of Trevor Lawrence. I'm sorry, I'm calling it an arrival. When you overcome a 27-0 deficit and you throw 4 interceptions in the first half and you turn around and you come back and you beat a team in the playoffs after performing the way he did in the first half, I think that was his coming out party as an NFL quarterback. So I'm not ignoring any of that.
Okay, let's leave it there. Each of the last 2 seasons, the Ravens entered December 1st place in the AFC North before Lamar Jackson, of course, was injured and had to sit out the rest of the
season. My observations at number 5, I am going on the Kenny Pickett bandwagon. I'm 100% jumping on board with the Steelers. I think that they are the team that everyone is sleeping on. People talk about Kenny Pickett like he's a journeyman, he's a bridge quarterback, he's a first-round pick 2 years ago. This is his 2nd season. He started coming on late last year. He seems to have developed something special with this young receiver Pickens. That guy Freiermuth is a beast. The Steelers are going to be a legit contender this year. Next, Victor Hovland played golf yesterday as well as I've seen anyone do it in a very long time.
The way he hit his irons into flags, everyone says you never fly at flags. He did, and he made everything with his flat stick.
28 on the back 9. That was as good as I've seen anybody play in forever. Number 3, the Yankees had a team meeting on Friday night. They were going to get their act together. Aaron Boone came out of it and said, it's not over. And then they went out and lost 8-1 on Saturday, lost again last night. They've lost 8 consecutive games. It is over for the Bronx Bombers. All that remains is to see what the fallout is going to be. Number 2 is Jordan Love. I think he's going to be a star. I think he has star quality written all over him. Here's that play that Dan just perfectly diagrammed for you on a perfectly thrown ball to Romeo Doubs. They have Doubs and Christian Watson, 2 really good dynamic young weapons. They're going to be good. But the last one is the one I really need your help. So I watched the Jets play on Saturday night. And Aaron has gone back to the mustache. He has been known to do the mustache. But what he's not been known to do is stay with the mustache. And so here's what I can't make up my own mind about. Maybe I'll ask Dominique very quickly, because Dominique is sort of my guru when it comes to sartorial questions of these nature. I'm willing to do the mustache with Aaron. I will shave the rest of this and just go with the Rodgers stash. But my fear is that like 2 days later, he gets rid of it.
Or divorce.
And now I just look ridiculous. And I'm 100% willing to do this. But do you think he commits to the mustache? What do you think?
It's not about him, Greeny. You got to commit. You got to show him your commitment before he can show you yours. I want to see you commit to this mustache. And then